Hello everyone and welcome to your YouTube channel Coachify Cat. This is your mentor Mohit. This is your Lrdi Master Series, right? This is day 15. Here we are with another puzzle. Now this puzzle is based upon Venn diagrams. It's a very good puzzle. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Watch this solution till the end, but before that, take screenshot and attempt this question on your own. So this is your puzzle. The name of the puzzle is Common Entrance Test, right? So this is the complete information. These are the questions. Please take its screenshot and attempt on your own, then watch my solution. Okay, so let's start solving this puzzle. Firstly, let's understand the information and its flow, right? So it says that there is a test. The name of the test is CET, Common Entrance Test. And this is a test for admissions in various doctoral programs of two engineering colleges, AIE and BIE. Now, this test involves three sections. One is physics. This is your one section, which is physics, right? Then you have chemistry and then you have maths. These are the three sections, right? And it says that for AIE, the selection criteria through AET, right, is the candidate must have at least 80 percentile in at least two sections out of these three, right? As well as 90 percentile overall, right? Minimum 90 percentile overall will qualify for advanced entrance test, which is AET, right? So what is the criteria for AIE through AET? That out of these three sections, there should be at least 80 percentile in minimum two sections, right? Apart from that, your overall percentile should be at least 90, right? This is the criteria to get qualified for AET, which will be utilized by AIE for final selection, right? This is how the process is conducted for AIE. Right? Now it says that for 200 candidates who are scoring at least 90 percentile overall based on CET, the following information is also given. Okay, so that means there are 200 candidates who are scoring at least 90 percentile. The remaining candidates are not scoring. What is the total number of candidates? We are not aware of that as of now, right? So it says that no one is below 80 percentile in all three. No one is below 80 percentile in all the three sections. That means we are talking about three sections. So if we understand this particular set, we'll come to know that this set is based upon Venn diagram. Why? Because we're talking about three sections. So there will be students, some students who will be scoring at least 80 percentile in exactly one section, right? There will be students who will be scoring at least 80 percentile in minimum two sections. There will be students who will be scoring at least 80 percentile in all the three sections, right? So for that, it will be better if we solve this set through Venn diagram. So what I've done, I've made a Venn diagram. It's a three-set Venn diagram, right? So there are three sections. One is P, other one is C, and then we have M, physics, chemistry, maths. So these are all the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in P. These are all the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in C, and these are all the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in M, right? But ये distribution किसका है? So this is a distribution of 200 candidates. So these are the candidates who are scoring at least 90 percentile overall. So this is a distribution of these 200 candidates who are scoring at least 90 percentile overall. I hope यहाँ तक till this much we are crystal clear. Okay, so now this information is provided for these 200 candidates, right? For these 200 candidates, this information is provided. So we'll have to use this information and we'll have to, fill this complete Venn diagram, right? Let's start solving that. So it says that no one is below 80 percentile in all three. That means the value of none is 0. So these are the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in exactly one, right? If I talk about this one, A, B, C, these are the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in exactly one section. It can be P, it can be C, or it can be M. Now, these are the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in exactly two sections, right? These are the candidates who are scoring exactly 80%, at least 80 percentile in exactly three sections, or we can say in all the three sections, right? Okay, now what we have to do, we have to read this information one by one. So we have used this point, right? 150 are at or above 80 percentile in exactly two. That means we are talking about P, Q and R. So what we can say? We can say that P plus Q plus R is nothing but 150. We can say that. This is your 150. right? It says that 150 are at or above 80 percentile in exactly 2. That means the sum of these candidates is 150. This is what we are provided with. This is our first equation. Next it says the number of candidates at or above 80 percentile only in P is same as the number of candidates at or above the 80 percentile only in C. The same is the number of candidates at or above 80 percentile only in M. That means A, B and C are equal. This is equal. So if this is A, this is also A and this is also A, right? Only 80 percentile or above in only P is equals to this one, C and M, right? This is what this statement means. Number of candidates below 80 percentile in P, ratio. Number of candidates below 80 percentile in C, ratio. Number of candidates below 80 percentile in M is this one. Okay. Now we have to think. कौन से candidates हैं जिनका percentile 80 से below है, right? So these are all the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in P. So अगर इसको पूरा हटा देते हैं तो कितना बचता है ये. So these are the candidates who are not scoring 80 percentile in P minimum, right? These are the candidates who are scoring below 80 percentile in P. So now the ratio is given, right? So to make it absolute value, we can say that let's take some common multiple, which is K. So absolute value will be 4K. So let's say this is your 4K. We can say that this is your 4K, right? Now, same way, if we talk about number of candidates below 80 percentile in C, right? So C हटा दो, क्या बच गया हमारे पास में 2A plus R. So this is 2A plus R is given as how much it is? So it will be your 2K. And then finally, number of candidates scoring below 80 percentile in M. So this will be 2A plus P. 2A plus P. This will be K. So if we do the sum of this, let's add all these three equations. What we'll find out? Let's write it here. So this is coming out as 6A plus P plus Q plus R is equals to 7K. This is what we are getting. This is one equation. This was other equation. These two equations we have got so far, right? Okay, now this is the selection criteria for BIE. We'll talk about it later. Let's try and solve it further. What else we can do? Let's have a look at it. So if we add exactly 1, exactly 2 and exactly 3, we can say that it is equals to 200, right? इसको हटा देते हैं. It is not required now, right? So we have got two equations. One is this one. The other one is P plus Q plus R, which is equals to your 150. तो जो equations हमने हटाई है, we'll use them later, not now, right? So this is P plus Q plus R, which is equals to 150, right? Now we can say that 3A, yani exactly 1, which is 3A, exactly 2, which is P plus Q plus R, exactly 3, which is X, this should be equals to 200. P plus Q plus R is 150, guys. Yes, we can see that here. So 200 minus 150, 3A plus X. We can say that 3A plus X is nothing but 50. We can say that. Another equation we have got, right? So these three equations we are getting along with the other three equations that we got for candidates scoring below 80 percentile in P, M and C, right? This is what we can infer till here, right? So as you can see, these are the 6 equations that we have got so far, right? And this is our Venn diagram, right? And we can see that we cannot solve it further, right? So let's have a look at questions, right? Maybe it may be possible that with the help of questions we can solve it further, right? Let's read the very first question. It says that what best can be concluded about the number of candidates sitting for the separate test for BIE, who were at or above the 90 percentile overall in CET. That means हम बात कर रहे हैं उन कैंडिडेट्स की जिनका ओवरऑल परसेंटाइल कैसा है एटलीस्ट 90, यानी वी आर स्पेसिफिक अबाउट दीज 200 कैंडिडेट्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, राइट? तो यानी हमें इससे बाहर नहीं जाना है, सो हमें इसी की बात करनी है. नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट बेस्ट कैन बी कंक्लूड अबाउट द नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स सिटिंग फॉर सेपरेट टेस्ट फॉर BIE. So who are the candidates who are sitting for separate test of for BIE? So in the beginning the criteria was given, right? What was the criteria? So let's say if you are scoring at least 80 percentile in only P, right? That means if you are able to meet, minimum 80 percentile criteria for P, but you are not able to, meet the selection criteria for AET, those are the candidates who will be sitting for separate test, right? These are the candidates. So this was the condition given in the beginning, right? I'm talking about only those candidates which are, scoring at least 90 percentile overall, 200. तो इनमें से वो लोग सेपरेट टेस्ट के लिए बैठेंगे जो कि AET का क्राइटेरिया सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर रहे हैं, यानी जिनका एटलीस्ट 2 सेक्शंस में 80 परसेंटाइल या अबाव नहीं आया है. वो कौन से लोग हैं? केवल ये. So these are the candidates who are securing at least 80 percentile in P but not securing 80 percentile or above in minimum 2 sections, right? So this was the criteria for BIE. Now we have to talk about A. So what are the options? We are provided with 3 or 10, 10, 5, 7 or 10, right? So let's have a look and let's think how we can solve it, right? So we have to use 2 main equations here. One is your 5th one, other one is your 6th one. These are the 2 equations that you have to use for solving this question. How we can do it, right? So let's say, firstly, let's say that the value of A is 1. If the value of A is 1, that means it will be 6. 6 into 1 is 6, 156. So 156 is divisible by 7 or not? It is not divisible by 7. And K cannot be in decimal. Why? Because we are talking about number of candidates, and number of candidates cannot be in decimal, right? So K cannot be in decimal. So we cannot take A as 1, right? Can we take A as 2? Let's think. So 6 into 2 will be 12. 150 plus 12 will be 162. Again, 162 is not divisible by 7, right? Can we take A as 3? So 6 into 3 is 18. 150 plus 18 will be 168. And I think 168 is divisible by 7. How many times? 24 times. So the value of K is 24, right? So let's write the value of K also. So when we have A as 3, right, K is coming out as 24, right? And when we have A as 3, this becomes 9, X becomes 41, right? So we can see that 3 is one such value, right, which satisfies the criteria given in the question that they'll be sitting for separate test for BIE. So if 3 is one such value, then obviously there is only one such option in which we can see that there is a 3. So this is my answer. So from this we can say that if 3 is one value, then 10 will also be there as one value. So if we take A as 10, this becomes 60. 150 plus 60 becomes 210. And 210 when divided by 7 becomes 30, right? And when A is 10, this becomes 30, X becomes 20. These are the values that we are getting. So now let's have a look at question number 2. If the number of candidates who are at or above the 90th percentile overall, that means again we are talking about these 200, right? Above 80 percentile and also at or above the 80th percentile in all 3 sections in CET is actually a multiple of 5. What we are saying here? We are saying that X is nothing but a multiple of 5, some multiple of 5, right? Also, we are meeting this criteria. So now it says that what is the number of candidates who are at or above the 90 percentile overall and at or above the 80th percentile in both P and M in CET. Both P and M. Both P and M means we have to find out the value of Q plus X. Guys, you have to understand here that we are not saying in both P and M only. If we are saying that in both P and M only, that means we are only talking about Q and not X. Here we are saying we have to find out for both P and M. That means we have to find out the value of Q plus X. So our answer will be Q plus X, right? This will be our answer. Let's check it. So we are saying that X is a multiple of 5. We can say that the 2 values possible for A are 3 and 10, right? And there is only one such value of A where I am getting my X as a multiple of 5. So this case will be selected, this case will be eliminated for this question. So when I am saying that A is 10, X is 20, I have to find out Q. So let's have a look. Where is that equation which deals with Q? So this is that equation that deals with Q. So right, 2A plus Q will be equals to 2K. So 2A will be how much? 20. A is 10. 2 into 10, 20 plus Q. This is equals to 2 into K. How much is K? 30. 30 into 2 is 60. So what is the value of Q? It is nothing but 40. This is the value of Q. So my answer will be Q plus X. So 40 plus 20 will be 60. That's the answer for this question, 60. Let's talk about third question also. It says that if the number of candidates who are at or above the 90th percentile overall, again I am talking about these candidates, right? So you can see that 3 questions were very easy, very easy, right? So now it says that, and also at or above 80 percentile in all 3 sections in CET is actually a multiple of 5. Okay, so these 2 questions are related, right? For both of the questions, there is one information which is common, that X is nothing but a multiple of 5. Then it says that then how many candidates were shortlisted for the AET for AIE? Now, what was the criteria of shortlisting for AET? You must have at least 80 percentile in at least 2 sections out of the 3, right? And your overall percentile should be at least 90. This was the criteria. So obviously, if I am talking about these candidates, their overall percentile is at least 90, right? So now I have to think that in at least 2 sections, I must score 80th percentile. So I have to take exactly 2 and exactly 3 into consideration. So my answer will be P plus Q plus R plus X. This will be my answer, right? So what is the value of P plus Q plus R? Already we have that value, which is 150. So this is your 150, right? And what is the value of X? So when we are saying that X can be only a multiple of 5, that means again this case only. So what is the value of X? It is nothing but 20. Correct answer for the question is 170. This is the answer for the question. I hope it is clear till here. Okay, so the last question, and this question deals with BIE selection criteria. इसको अच्छे से समझते हैं. This says that if any candidate is appearing in the AET by AIE, BIE considers their AET score for final selection. Very nice. अब कोई AET के लिए एलिजिबल कब हो रहा है वो हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. जब उसका ओवरऑल कैसा होना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट 90 परसेंटाइल होना चाहिए, और आउट ऑफ द 3 सेक्शंस एटलीस्ट 2 सेक्शंस में उसका एटलीस्ट 80 परसेंटाइल होना चाहिए, तो वो AET के लिए एलिजिबल है. अब उस केस में डायरेक्टली उसका AET स्कोर लेंगे एंड देन सिलेक्शन के लिए उसको सेलेक्ट करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे वो कॉल ले लेंगे. ये नाउ अब ये क्या कह रहा है, एनी अदर कैंडिडेट एट और अबाउ 80th परसेंटाइल इन P इन CET, राइट? तो यानी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज, राइट? आगे पढ़ते हैं. बट हु इज नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर AET? नाउ यू हैव टू थिंक हियर. When that candidate will not be eligible for AET, when in at least 2 sections out of the 3 he is not scoring at least 80 percentile. That means we are only talking about A. These are the candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in P, but they are not meeting the criteria of AET. So these guys have to go for separate test, right? This is one. Apart from that, it says that altogether 400 candidates this year have at least 80th percentile in P, right? 400 candidates have at least 80th percentile in P. Okay, very nice. So let's have a look at the question. It says that if the number of candidates who are at or above the 90th percentile overall, that means 200, is more than 100, and also are at or above the 80th percentile in P in CET is more than 100. That means we are talking about A plus P plus Q plus X. So these are the candidates who are having at least 90th percentile overall and at least 80th percentile in P. This should be greater than 100. Now we have 2 values of A. Corresponding to that, we have 2 scenarios for all the values. Let's have a look and let's find out for which value of A will be getting this condition satisfied. When we'll take A as 3, X will be 41, right? What will be the value of P and Q? So let's find out R and subtract it from P plus Q plus R. So how we can find out R? From here, from equation 2, we can find out R. So when we take A as 3, first case, let's talk about this case. When we take A as 3, so this becomes 6, right? 3 into 2 will be 6 and 24 into 4 will be 96. So 96 minus 6 will be 90. So R is 90. That means P plus Q is 60. Then only this sum will be 150. So P plus Q will be 60, X will be 41 and A will be 3. How much this sum is? This sum is coming out as 104, which is definitely more than 100, right? So in this condition, when we are taking A as 3, our condition is getting satisfied, right? Let's have a look at A is equals to 10 also. So when A is 10, this becomes 20. And your K is 30, 30 into 4 is 120, 120 minus 20 will be 100. So when R is 100, your P plus Q will be 50. When R is 100, your P plus Q will be nothing but 50. Okay. When P plus Q is 50, X will be 20. So 50 plus 20 will be 70 and A is 10. This will be 80. Definitely the sum is not greater than 100. So this condition will be rejected. This is selected. So now I have all the values. My A is 3. This is 3, right? P plus Q plus X also it's there. Now let's come to this question again. What I have to find out? So it says that how many candidates had to sit for the separate test. So definitely these three are sitting for separate test. These three, right? Apart from that, if I look here, there are 400 candidates in total who are scoring at least 80th percentile in P, right? So let's remove all these candidates. Let's remove all these candidates. Firstly, P plus Q plus X. Let's remove from that. So what is the value of P plus Q plus X? It is nothing but, and A also. Let's remove that, this complete scenario. राइट भाई आप कैसे समझेंगे? सो देर आर टोटली 400 कैंडिडेट जो कि एटलीस्ट 80th परसेंटाइल लेकर के आए पी में. इनमें दो कैटेगरी के कैंडिडेट्स हैं. एक वो जिनका ओवरऑल 90th परसेंटाइल से ज्यादा या उसके बराबर है और दूसरे वो जिनका 90th परसेंटाइल से कम है. तो पहले अगर हम 90th परसेंटाइल ओवरऑल मिनिमम जिनका है उनकी बात करें, राइट, तो वो वैल्यू तो हो गई हमारी 3 केवल, क्योंकि ये तो AET के लिए क्वालिफाई हो ही गए तो इनको कंसिडर नहीं करना, तो वो मैं ले चुका हूं ऑलरेडी A. नाउ बचे हुए वो कैंडिडेट्स हैं जिनका ओवरऑल 90 नहीं था. कैसे निकालूं? सो इस 400 में से ये सारे हटा देते हैं क्योंकि इनका तो ओवरऑल 90 परसेंटाइल है ही ना मिनिमम, राइट. तो 400 में से ये सब हटा देते हैं. तो ये सम कितना आ रहा है? लेट्स चेक इट आउट. सो व्हाट इज A प्लस Q प्लस P प्लस X? दिस इज कमिंग आउट एज 104. सो अगर हम 400 में से 104 हटाते हैं, this becomes 296. So 296 are such candidates who are scoring at least 80 percentile in P, but they are not scoring overall at least 90 percentile, right? So 296 will also be there. And what is the value of A? It is nothing but 3. So 3 plus 296, my answer is 299, which is A option. I hope it is clear to you. So this was your set common entrance test, right, based upon your Venn diagram. 3-set Venn diagram it was. Now, if you feel difficulty in Venn diagram, you can drop a comment and let me know. I can make a separate video, foundation video on Venn diagram, right? So, milte hain next video mein. Till then, keep solving, keep learning, keep growing. Bye-bye and take care.